People think they forget what they study because they didn't try hard enough. That assumption is wrong. The real reason they forget is much simpler and much more common. They study by putting information in instead of pulling information out. A stick figure sits at a desk. It reads notes. It highlights lines. It watches a video and nods along. Everything feels clear. This is where the mistake happens. The brain feels familiar with the material, so it assumes it understands it. But familiarity is not memory. Recognition happens when the information is right in front of the eyes. Memory is what happens when nothing is there, and the brain still has to produce the answer. Most studying trains recognition. Tests require recall. That mismatch is why the brain freezes. When someone rereads notes, the brain does not have to work. No effort is required. No retrieval is required. So the brain saves energy and stores very little. This is why studying often feels productive, but fails later. The brain only strengthens information when it is forced to retrieve it. Struggle is not a sign of failure. Struggle is the signal that memory is being built. When recall feels difficult, the brain pays attention. When recall feels easy, the brain does not. This is the part most people get backwards. They avoid struggle because it feels uncomfortable. But by avoiding struggle, they avoid learning. The solution is not studying longer. It is changing the direction of effort. After reading a topic, the stick figure closes the notes. No looking, no hints. It tries to explain the idea out loud using simple words. It tries to draw the idea as a stick figure diagram. It tries to teach an imaginary person. If it gets stuck, that moment is not a problem. That moment is the work. Only after attempting recall does the stick figure check the notes. Not to reread everything, just to fix the gaps. This cycle forces the brain to retrieve, fail slightly, and correct. That process strengthens memory far more than rereading ever could. Every time recall is attempted, the memory becomes more stable. Every time recall is avoided, the memory stays weak. Forgetting is not a sign of low intelligence. It is a sign that recall was never trained. The brain does not remember what it sees often. It remembers what it is forced to produce. Once this is understood, studying becomes simpler, shorter sessions, more effort, better results. Stop measuring study by time spent. Start measuring it by what can be recalled without looking. That single change fixes the problem most people blame on themselves. If learning has felt frustrating, nothing was wrong with the learner. The method was just pointed in the wrong direction. Recall builds memory. Recognition does not. That's the difference. If you found this helpful, like the video, subscribe and share with others.